it's Hillary. Today I'm going to be talking about ebooks versus physical books. The reason I want to discuss this now is because I saw a Twitter thread that I actually agreed with the original tweet, but it kind of got aggressive toward people who own books. For some context, Marie Kondo came up, and she's known for the life-changing magic of tidying up. When her show came to Netflix, I think at the end of 2018 or at the beginning of 2019, I remember book Twitter having some drama because she recommended not owning many books. I don't think she was trying to stir up any controversy with bookish people. I think she was just trying to tell people it's okay to let go of books, especially if you just don't find joy in the books that you own or any of the items that you own, and it's better to hold on to who you are rather than who you aspire to be. Some people might feel like they need a reason or an excuse to hold on to their books, and sometimes books are viewed as like aspirational rather than an actual reflection of the person. So a lot of people on BookTube like to own a lot of books, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me read the tweet that got me thinking. In 2020, I don't trust anyone that has a bookshelf. No one ever needs a bookshelf. Society has passed the need for them. Anyone under 27-ish with a shelf worth of books knows that just buying a Kindle is superior. Books are heavy and clumsy. And then they followed up by saying anyone who actually reads a lot would have some physical books, but never too many to simply shove under the bed when they're done with them. Well, I think that is a highly personal thing, for starters. As a librarian, I also want to point out that technically a Kindle's also unnecessary. You can read ebooks on your phone, your computer. You don't actually have to own books ever. But at the same time, it comes from a place of privilege to assume that every person has access to a Kindle and internet and the funds for ebooks. I feel like this person's comment is coming from a place of privilege, but that is honestly not the point of this video. At the end of June, I'm finishing my Master of Library and Information Science degree. This basically means I'm a scientist. This video is going to be me comparing physical books to ebooks from a scientific perspective. Actually, just the 5 senses. And technically when I'm discussing ebooks, I am focusing more on the vessel for ebooks, which is my Kindle, because a Kindle or a smartphone is a vessel and ebooks are just files. But since I'm a scientist, let me just put on my lab coat and we can get started. Let's start with sight. You know me, I see a thick, weighty book and all logic flies out the window. So these are the benefits for physical books from the perspective of sight. Physical books will have an advantage over ebooks because they have beautiful covers. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Sometimes they have cool things under their dust jackets, like the Diviners. Looks fancy. Sometimes the dust jacket itself is cool on the inside. But I think the biggest advantage to owning physical books is that you can flex how smart you are to your guests when you invite them over. And now for e-readers, in terms of sight, they're small and compact, and there's no way that I'm ever going to fill up this tiny thing. If I wanted to purge all of my physical books, I could do it. I'm gonna say that one's a tie. The next sense I want to focus on is touch. Physical books are soft, smooth, satisfying, but sometimes physical books can be heavy. Is this a book or is this a weight? E-readers are soft, smooth, satisfying. E-readers also have an advantage because if you want to turn the page, you just have to touch it. Actually holding a book and turning the pages can be a lot of effort. I think the winner of touch is definitely going to be both. It's a tie. Next is sound. You know, I think it's another tie. Next is smell. You know, this smells like soup. I'm hungry. This smells like faux leather, maybe plastic. I don't have a very good sense of smell. Don't trust me. I think it's a tie. Finally, I'm going to address taste. Physical books taste like paper and ink, but e-readers taste like chips. Microchips. But it's pretty much the same thing, right? You know, I think that physical books might be slightly more nourishing than an e-reader, but that one's a tie too. According to my highly scientific study, it doesn't matter. Ebooks and physical books are both great. You should choose what you're most comfortable with. Something that I do appreciate about ebooks is that they solve a lot of accessibility issues. So if somebody has bad eyesight, normally they would only be able to read large print books. They would actually be able to adjust the font size or even the font type. There's also a font that is easier for dyslexic people to read, so I think that's an advantage. And now it's nice because I don't feel like anybody's actively arguing against ebooks or e-readers, but I think it's more important to let people read how they want to read and spend their money how they want to, rather than saying it's not okay to own books. Now that we're past the scientific part of this video, I just want to say that I personally prefer reading on my e-reader because I feel like I read faster. And I think that e-readers and ebooks have come a long way. Plus, ebooks are almost always cheaper than physical books. However, the e-reader is expensive. You can always read on your phone, but sometimes it's not a good experience. But the other thing is I'm never going to tell people that physical books are a bad thing just because I typically prefer reading ebooks. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I hope you had fun, and I hope that most people didn't get offended by this. I'm sure I can do a less chaotic follow-up to this video if you're interested in that. Let me know in the comments down below what you actually prefer reading because I'm curious. But that's everything I have for you right now. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.